8:27 yesterday. Brianna Kiesel was all around the area, all throughout the Utica area, as she, as a former Proctor grad, was being honored by the city and by the county and everybody. And she's on the line right now. Good morning, Brianna. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great to have you on the radio. Now, what year did you graduate from Proctor?
2011.
In 2011, you're currently playing in the WNBA. Next season, you're going to be where? You're going to be in Dallas next season, right?
Yes.
Pretty cool. So how was yesterday? It had to be really nice to be honored the way you were honored here.
Oh, it was great. I mean, I just love the support that I get from the city. Just to have people that went there that came in and show support and, be honored by the city. I mean, I'm just blessed to be able to be a part of it, and especially doing something that I love to do. Yeah,
and tell us what that's like, to do what you love to do. I mean, very few people in the world get to do what they love to do. And you take it even a step further. You get to play a game and love what you do.
Right. I mean, I wake up every morning and I know that I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to stay in shape. I'm going to be able to play against the best players in the world. They're going to be on an Olympic team. They're going to go for the gold medal. And it's just nice to be able to do something and see how hard work does pay off.
That's so awesome to be a part of Team USA as well. I got to ask you, growing up, because in my generation, I'm a little bit older than you. The WNBA was kind of just coming into being. So as you were growing up playing ball as a kid and even into high school, did you have your sights set on the WNBA, or was it still being established as you were coming up? Did you think you were going to be a pro basketball player?
No, I did not think I was going to be a pro basketball player. And this is going to be a 20th year. This year is our 20th year of the WNBA. And I had no idea just how everyone didn't think that I would be where I'm at. I didn't think so either. It just so happens that I went to a phenomenal university that set me up in a really good position, and I was able to go to a team that was willing to give me an opportunity.
I want to just bring something up. Did you watch the national championship game the other night?
Yes, I was there.
You were there. Of course you were there. And I just want to say, don't you think it's time to break up this stinking Connecticut monopoly? I mean, it's got to go. This is ridiculous. I mean, these guys, this is terrible.
I mean, they're a great program. Coach Chino does a really good job. And, being a basketball fan and a basketball player, I mean, you want to base your team to get to where he's at. I mean, There's monopolies back in, when Tennessee was winning or when Stanford was winning. So there's certain teams that just go through a point in time where they're just really, really good. And it just happens to be that UConn is really, really good right now. He did a really good job of having his young kids that came in. They all stayed. They grew together, and now their senior class was the best in the business.
What do you think of this?
It just happens that way.
What do you think of this girl down the thruway, this Brianna Stewart?
She's a phenomenal player. I mean, I played against her in high school. She brings a lot to the game, a different type of a player that she is. She's a 5. She's tall. She can shoot the 3. She has an all-around game. I think it's really good for the women's basketball.
You are a class act, Brianna.
Well, speaking of that, Brianna, kind of going around yesterday, and I'm sure they talked to you about this when even in college, and then going on to the WNBA. But you are a role model, and some athletes have a real difficulty with that. And what a role model you are for, especially Utica, where there are a lot of girls that are coming up like you did that have opportunities, and we all as kids. I don't care where you go to school. You go to the best school in the country. There's a crossroads. You can take a bad turn. You can take a good turn, but you're that role model. And how do you feel about that?
Well, thank you. And I mean, for me, when I was a kid, I didn't really have a women's basketball player that was around the area. So when I'm able to do something and have the opportunity to give back to the community because of what I've been able to do through basketball, I mean, it's meaningful to me. When kids come up to me, some of them consider me a hero. I don't really consider myself a hero. I like to think of myself as an inspiration, and I want kids to aspire and have aspirations to be better than me. At this point in time, Utica doesn't really have too many, people that are doing things as far as, going to college, playing basketball or football or going to NFL. We've had Will Smith back in the day. He played in the NFL, so that was huge for the city.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to, now have a round circle. So now we have a women's basketball player to come back to community. And, I mean, he did his little camp, and now I was able to do my camp. And it's just, to have the support that we have is just really refreshing.
Yeah, it really, really is. What are your thoughts on the big talk right now? The soccer team is suing over fair wages for women. What do you think?
I mean, I don't really have an opinion on that right now because I haven't read enough about it.
Yeah.
To really give a good answer to that. But I think that in women's sports, we don't have as much support because it's not as long of a season. And, I'm kudos to the women's soccer team. They are really good, and they do bring in more revenue than the men's side. But, like I said before, I don't really have enough, information to give you a good opinion on that.
I'd like to ask you, we'll let you go, but I'd like to ask you, your family has just got to be so very proud.
Oh, for sure. I mean, my family, my mother and father have been extremely supportive. Just to be able to, they come to the games whenever they can, still to this day. When I was in high school, college, and now they're still really supportive, and it's just nice. They're really, behind the scenes, they're really good at limelight, kind of like myself. They just are just proud of me, and I'm just proud to be able to have my parents so supportive.
Well, that's awesome. As we said, a great role model, and we appreciate what you do out there, and wish you the best in Dallas next season.
Thank you very much.
All right, Brianna Kiesel, thanks so much for coming on.
No problem.
And you're right, Christine. She is a class act, no doubt about it. Hold on tight. We're coming right back. Chance to win our free money question of the day before we leave here this morning. Andrew, we have a boxer coming in. We do. A little boxing action coming up. And there's an event happening. We'll get to all that and Christine's news as well on WIBX.